across America with mega jackpots. It's Mega Millions.
Hello, America. I'm John Crow. It is Tuesday, December 5th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $377 million. To win that jackpot, you must bet these 5 white balls plus that gold mega ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 35, followed by 40. Up next, we have 18. Your next number is 67, and your final white ball number for this Tuesday evening is 64. Now for the mega ball number, that is 18. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 35, 40, 18, 67, 64, and the gold mega ball is 18. Now, if no matches all 6 numbers, Friday's jackpot could be $395 million. Play on, America.
Your most watched, most trusted news with certified, most accurate first alert weather. This is WITN News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Jordan. School districts everywhere are continuing to work on ways to keep kids and teachers safe, and that includes adding metal detectors. A school district where a deadly stabbing happened last year has not added them, but discussed that tonight. Jalen Holloway was at the Onslow County Board of Education meeting as they detailed a feasibility study on the issue and has details on what they decided.
The Onslow County school system has had a pair of unfortunate situations happen within the last year and a half, and parents are begging for improved school safety measures.
You have failed us and you have failed our children.
Dozens of children were at risk of a drive-by shooting that was occurring in the school zone.
A deadly stabbing at Northside Jacksonville High School during the beginning of the 2022-2023 school year rocked the county, but a shooting across from White Oak High School this September sparked a demand for metal detectors, especially from Sean Frank and Julia Benefield, who say their daughters were the victims in the shooting.
It's sad that it takes a violent act to a student to shed light on the lack of security and the lack of care that's given by the school.
We don't give up on our children, so we're going to keep coming and we're going to keep asking for the same thing until it happens.
Metal detectors are already being used in the school system at large and public events like basketball and football games, but the Board of Education has explored using them on a larger scale. They were provided with a feasibility study Tuesday night and unanimously voted to move forward with installing evolved weapons detection systems at high school in the school system. The school's weapons detection system will be used as students enter school, but Frank and Benefield believe it should have happened sooner.
Here's my issue. I don't think it should have took a whole 2 months to make this happen. You can do a feasibility study within a matter of a week.
I think they already had an idea of what they were going to do about metal detectors, and they kind of manipulated it to convince the public that the decision that they're making currently is the right decision.
Reporting in Onslow County, Jalen Holloway, WITN News.
The board says the next steps are to work to determine the cost and secure funding for implementation. Now, it was just last week that metal detectors alerted school officials to a loaded gun inside a backpack at Rocky Mount High School. Nash County schools are among those that have added metal detectors this year. Greene County schools have as well, and officials tell us the high school has not had any weapons brought inside the building this year. Pitt County added a weapons detection system at high school, middle school, and K-8 schools. They say there have been 43 reports of weapons since the beginning of the year. Discussions are ongoing in Beaufort County about the possibility of adding metal detectors, and the school board is expected to talk about that again at their meeting next week. There were no serious injuries, but several students had to be checked out after a vehicle slammed into their bus. The Highway Patrol says it happened around 8 a.m. at Briley Road near Jones-Staten Road, just outside of Greenville. Pitt County Schools says it involved a bus transporting students from the Belvoir area school to North Pitt High School. The Highway Patrol says there were no injuries, serious injuries rather, to either students or the bus driver. However, school spokesman Tom McClellan says 4 students were taken to ECU Health Medical Center as a precaution, while 3 others were taken by their parents to the hospital. Troopers say 21-year-old Nicholas Giggs of Greenville is charged with failure to reduce speed. They say that he was traveling behind the bus when he hit it. Deputies say that a woman accused of trying to kill another woman is now in custody. Pitt County deputies say Lakeisha McClary surrendered today at the Pitt County Jail. The shooting happened around 2:15 a.m. Saturday on Stevens Street outside of Greenville. They say a 37-year-old woman was shot in her abdomen and remains at ECU Health Medical Center in fair condition. Deputies charged McClary with attempted first-degree murder and first-degree burglary. Deputies say that a dispute at a bar preceded the shooting, with McClary going to the home on Stevens Street where the victim was eventually shot. McClary is being held without bond. A caregiver for a handicapped man is accused of sex crimes against his patient. Kinston police have charged 65-year-old John Landrine with second-degree forcible sexual offense and crimes against nature. Police say they began their investigation on November 13th after receiving information that Landrine had sexual misconduct with a handicapped man. Police say the crimes happened at a private residence. An Eastern Carolina Sheriff's Office says they arrested a man for having child pornography on his cell phone. The Onslow County Sheriff's Office says they arrested 42-year-old Michael Webb. Investigators say that he is being charged with 3 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and 3 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Officials say they got a search warrant for Webb's phone and home. After serving the warrant, the Sheriff's Office Special Victims Unit says they found child sexual abuse material on the phone and seized several electronic devices. Webb was arrested and is at the Onslow County Jail under a $100,000 secured bond. Well, temperatures are headed down into the 30s overnight, and we could see some rain around as well. Chief Meteorologist Zach Holder has details on that and what's ahead for our Wednesday. Zach?
It's going to be much colder, even with a little bit of sunshine at times. We're expecting temperatures to struggle to get out of the 40s. And if you do make it into the 50s, 50, 51, 52, and with that north wind, we're still expecting it to feel like the 40s. Now, rain chances for most of us, about 20%. But if you live near the Pamlico Sound, the Albemarle Sound, Albemarle Peninsula, better chance for some scattered showers. And going to be interesting. We're already getting reports off to our west near the Triad of anywhere you see this orange and yellow, it's a little bit of sleet and grapple mixing in. Of course, we're above freezing, so it's not going to cause any issues, but don't be surprised if you hear a little kind of, pinging on your windows tonight. If you don't know what grapple is, it's a snowflake that has super cold water attached to it, so it almost looks like a little Dippin' Dot. Very kind of round ball of snow almost. So don't be surprised if it's just not rain falling in some of these areas where the orange and red are showing up, and probably the Durham area seeing a little bit of grapple mixed in as well. Zooming out, plenty of showers to our north. Some of these will fizzle out, but we're still expecting off and on showers tonight and into tomorrow. We're at 39 in Washington, 42 in New Bern, 47 in Rocky Mount. Temperatures kind of in the upper 30s, low 40s when you head out the door in the morning, with temperatures kind of starting to, rain chances going up a little bit once we get past midnight. Now, some of the data trying to show that fizzling out. Don't think it'll completely fizzle out, but we will start to see some scattered rain showers. And then throughout the day tomorrow, again, anywhere you see those kind of yellow and orange dots, that's where maybe not just rain, but a little bit of kind of wintry precipitation. Once again, though, we're above freezing, so it's just going to melt on impact.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like the most pleasant day ahead for Wednesday, though.
Especially with that wind, but be nice to maybe see a little bit of wintry weather for the first time this year.
Yeah, after all, it's December. All right, thanks, Zach. A new respiratory illness for dogs is spreading across the country, posing a threat to pets. Animal experts are advising owners on when to be alarmed. Travis Cummings has more.
So we see a lot of dogs, and we have not seen an uptick in respiratory illness.
So far, so good at Fox Creek Veterinary Hospital. These canines are ready for Christmas.
So we're looking for pneumonia.
As a daunting illness in their community lurks across the country.
We don't necessarily know what's causing it, and we have a lot of really bright minds that are working at that right now to try to figure out what's at the root of it.
There's been multiple cases reported across the country, including Illinois. Dr. Stu Robson and his colleagues are glad to at least know what the sickness can do.
If your pet is coughing, if it has a fever, if it's not eating, those are things that you definitely want to go in and see your vet. The worry is if this develops into pneumonia.
Robson says the research is just underway.
There's other possibilities that could be causing it that's not infectious as well. There's environmental things.
Health experts are prepared to document cases.
Veterinary school, there's state labs. We have all kinds of great resources that we can report to. But your local veterinarian is that first line.
The holidays are in full effect. Christmas is right around the corner. And so some people are wondering, can I board or travel with my pet?
I personally would not cancel any of my plans to travel and to board my pet. There are great boarding facilities in St. Louis that take every precaution to protect your pet.
As your dog dashes through the season, remember to stay vigilant.
Number one, get your pet vaccinated and just protect them for the things that you can protect them for right now. Number two, if your dog does have symptoms, just call your vet.
It is being called a symbol of empowerment to inspire a new generation of female trailblazers. In Oklahoma today, the Cherokee Nation and family celebrated their iconic Chief Wilma Mankiller and a Barbie doll made in the late Chief's likeness. The celebration happened on the very day that she was sworn in more than 3 decades ago in 1985. As Caitlin Ogle reports, the Cherokee Nation says this is more than just a doll.
That woman was as close to perfection as any of us could ever dream to be.
Family of Wilma Mankiller and the Cherokee Nation celebrating the newest addition to Barbie's Inspiring Women series.
Barbie. Hi, Barbie. See you, Barbie.
The doll commemorates the Cherokee Nation's first female principal chief. She was sworn in back in 1985 and led the tribe for a decade.
They did sell out, as you know, within 24 hours.
I think about these little Cherokee children playing with their grass dolls. And today, we have Cherokee children playing with the Wilma Mankiller Barbie.
Mankiller focused on improving social conditions and restoring pride in Native heritage.
Mankiller embodied qualities of strength, resilience, and trailblazing leadership to align with Barbie's mission to inspire and empower.
Mankiller proving to be inspiring to current tribal leaders.
If a chief will tell you the truth, they'll say they want to be Wilma Mankiller when they grow up. She used her power as chief to keep striking at the conscience of the United States for its broken promises.
Family and friends saying she continued to serve up until her death in 2010. The doll, a reminder of her legacy.
There is still so much more we can do. There is still so much Wilma Mankiller in each and every one of us, and we need to strive every single day to show as much of her as we possibly can.
And still to come, a month-long blockade of military nominations came to an end today, and it didn't take the Senate long to act, saying the service members, their families, and military readiness were all suffering. Details are just ahead.
We've got a lot to talk about. Sunday looking stormy, but over the next 24 hours, don't be surprised to maybe run into a little bit of wintry weather. Coming up, we'll talk about why it's not too much to get excited about, but just something to look out for.
WITN.
Your most watched, most trusted weather source. Here's your certified, most accurate first alert forecast.
We've got a pretty strong storm system heading our way this weekend, set to arrive on Sunday. The question is, an early arrival, does it hold off until the evening, maybe even overnight into Monday morning? So still a lot of questions on the timing, and that will kind of correlate with how strong that line of storms. The earlier it gets here, probably not going to be that strong. The later it gets here, maybe more time for some instability to kind of build in at the last second. So definitely some heavy rain, but the severe weather part still a little bit in question. Wind would likely be one of the main threats, but can't rule out some of the other threats as well. So still a lot of questions we have with this system, and I think earlier I said maybe it would impact picking up the kids from school. Well, it's Sunday, so that's probably not going to happen. But if you're heading home from somewhere, or if you're heading home from church or heading to church in the evening, then that maybe could cause some issues. You can see this system really strong. All these kind of white moving parcels, the upper level winds, which is kind of one of the key ingredients you need for widespread severe weather threat. Low pressure will be to the north, so we'll be in the warmer part of this storm, and we'll continue to see that line, kind of squall line, push through over the next few hours. We've got a system moving through, not quite as strong as the one we'll get this weekend, but still could be impactful with scattered showers. Temperatures holding around 40 with winds calm, but don't be surprised to wake up in the mid to upper 30s again in some spots. On the other side of the state, 1 to 3 inches of snow possible. That includes 4 to 6 in the highest elevations there, the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachians, even over into the Smokies a little bit. First Alert Live radar showing already some snow in progress there on the other side of the state, but we've got a little batch of rain headed our way, and it's not just rain. Earlier today, saw some tweets and video from the Greensboro area of some of this rain coming down as graupel and even a little bit of sleet. What graupel is, it's a snowflake, and as it falls, kind of collects water, and that water freezes on that snowflake, so it's almost like a little snowflake stuck in a stove ball. And so it falls to the ground, maybe making a sound as it hits the glass, but they're really soft. They almost look like Dippin' Dots. So don't be surprised if overnight tonight, especially along Highway 64, 264, 587, you start to maybe hear a few clinks of sleet, or maybe even notice maybe it's just not rain falling to the ground. Of course, we're above freezing, so no issues expected, but just could be kind of maybe the first snowflakes, first sleet pellets of the season for some areas. Data has that kind of weakening as it crosses I-95. I think it may hold together a little little bit more than that. But regardless, another wave of showers and maybe even some graupel and sleet again tomorrow as we head through the afternoon. Even with temperatures at 40 degrees, go about 1,500 feet above our heads, temperatures will be below freezing. So it's not going to be hard for maybe some of that frozen precipitation to reach the surface. Eventually we turn dry and temperatures get on the colder side. So we're going to stay mostly quiet tonight, but just don't be surprised if you maybe wake up to not just rain falling in some spots. For tomorrow, we're expecting temperatures to be cold, 40s with breezy north winds. The coast expected to be even colder, down to 36 as we head into Thursday morning. And that's going to be just a very chilly start. Inland areas will be in the 20s. So most of us seeing frost, some of us seeing another hard freeze. By the weekend, we get warm again. Temperatures back up near or in the 70s. That's when our thunderstorm chance starts to arrive on Sunday.
Yeah, and if you want to see the snow, it looks like you got to go to the western part of the state. That looks like a significant snowfall for them.
It is not a bad one for early December. So it's almost that time. Really, January, February, our best times to maybe pick up some snow.
All right, thanks, Zach. President Biden made comments to Democratic donors today about his decision to run for re-election that are raising some eyebrows. Biden said, quote, "If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running," unquote, adding that he, quote, "cannot let him win," unquote. The comments were made off camera during a fundraiser held at a private home in Boston today. These comments come as Biden faces criticism within his own party on his decision to run for a second term in the White House. During several campaign stops in Boston, Biden took the opportunity to throw a few jabs at Trump, referring to the former president as an election denier in chief. The Senate confirmed 425 high-level military promotions this afternoon after Senator Tommy Tuberville announced that he was dropping the bulk of his holds, ending a months-long campaign over a Pentagon abortion policy. There were no objections to the promotions being approved. In remarks following the unanimous vote, Senator Schumer warned other lawmakers against pursuing similar tactics in the future.
The question is on the nominations en bloc. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The nominations are confirmed en bloc.
Now, Mr. President, today, hundreds of military families across the country can breathe a sigh of relief. The Senate has now unanimously confirmed hundreds of military nominations that were held up for 10 months by a single person, the senator from Alabama. Thank God, these military officers will now get the promotions they so rightfully earned. Now let this incident be a warning. No one should attempt this in the Senate again. The senior senator from Alabama has nothing to show for his 10 months of delay. No laws changing in any way, except for the damage he did to our military readiness and the pain he caused to military families.
Tuberville has retained his holds on roughly 11 other nominations. House Speaker Mike Johnson said that he and House Republicans are blurring footage from the Capitol attack. The blurring comes as House Republicans don't want January 6th rioters to be charged with crimes.
Look, we want the American people to draw their own conclusions. I don't think partisan elected officials in Washington should present a narrative and expect that it should be seen as the ultimate truth on it when we know that they hid certain elements. The release of the January 6th tapes is a critical and important exercise. We want transparency. We should demand that the American people do. We trust, House Republicans trust the American people to draw their own conclusions.
More than 1,200 defendants have been charged in connection with the January 6th attack. And Sports with Eric is coming up in just a moment. Right now, time for tonight's live lottery drawings.
Good evening, I'm Tina Selden Cash, bringing you tonight's lottery drawings for Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. First winning number in the Carolina Pick 3 tonight is 1. That's followed by 9. Third pick 3 tonight, 7, and our pick 3 fireball number is 9. Joining me for tonight's drawing is our auditor from McConnell & Jones, LLP. Now it's time for the Carolina pick 4. Check your tickets. 3 is our first winning number tonight, followed by 7. Third winning pick 4, another 7. Fourth pick 4, 8, and our pick 4 fireball number is 3. Let's turn now to the Carolina Cash 5. If no one matches all 5 numbers to win the jackpot tonight, tomorrow's top prize is an estimated $331,000. Good luck. 7 is our first winning Cash 5 number tonight, followed by 25. Third winning number 12. Fourth Cash 5 tonight is 27, and good luck. Our final winning Carolina Cash 5 number is 32. The North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Thanks for your support, and get the winning numbers every night right here on your exclusive station for the North Carolina Education Lottery. Thanks for playing, and have a good night.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Gullickson. A huge college basketball game for the UNC men tonight. They paid a visit to the Big Apple Jimmy V Classic to square off with former ECU star Tristan Newton's team. That's right, UNC number 9 in the land facing Newton's number 5 UConn, defending national champs, Madison Square Garden. Newton looking like we saw so many times at Minji's Coliseum, taking it to the heels, 10 first half points, and they were up at the second half. Huskies built up a bigger lead with a string of threes. Cam Spencer hits the 3 ball. He had 23 points to lead UConn. RJ Davis willed the Heels back within 2 scores as he had 26 points to lead all scorers in this one. But the threes kept coming for UConn. They just kept hitting them. 10 in the game. They got it back up to double digits late in this one. Newton got a huge stop with a steal and got it back for a score. He had 14 points, and UConn knocks off UNC 87-76. NC Central men fell at Virginia tonight 77-47. Pine Tops native Keyshawn Porter had 8 points for the Eagles. In the loss, Virginia improves to 8-1. In high school hoops, a chance to see the Kinston boys in action at J.H. Rose. Rose trailing in the first half. The steal and score. Jalen Coward Cherry down a dozen at the break. Second half, Kinston was firing. Khalid Sanders knocking down the corner 3 ball, and they were up pretty good in this one. Then they work it to Keyshawn Herring, and I thought he was going to throw this one down, but freshman gets it in to go. Everything working for the Vikings. Even when it looks like a turnover, they're still going in, and they win it 67-48. They are 3-2 so far this young season. Defending 2A state champion Farmville Central playing at D.H. Conley tonight. MJ Williams gets the pick off on the pass. He takes it the other way. J.D. Daniels, the easy lay-in. They were off and running. Vikings did get through the pressure a few times as freshman Caden Hill is going to go in and get the tough shot to go. The Jags showed their teeth again in this one. They just beat them in Farmville last week. Tyler Whitehurst buries the 3 ball, and then Williams would get the easy bucket off the hustle play by Landon Barnes. Jags win 79-26. They have a big win with Northern Nash on Saturday night. John Paul, the second girls, off to a great start. They had a battle with Northern Raleigh Christian Academy tonight at home. Tight one as the Knights would tie it up at 35 in the fourth quarter. Bucket here by Mackenzie Grace. With JP2 went on a little mini run to close it out. Aaliyah Hinnant grabs the board, puts it back up for 2, and that gave them the lead. Then Dee Dee Kesters is going to get the long rebound up the floor to Hinnant again for the winning score as JP2 takes it 44-39. The Saints are 7-1. College football now. ECU linebacker Taylor Jackson announced this week he is entering the transfer portal. Jackson played in all 12 games this year for ECU. He made 52 total tackles, a sack, 4 pass breakups, 3 quarterback hurries, and a forced fumble. He was one of their leaders on the defensive side of the ball. And Dave, the transfer portal window is open until January 2nd. National Signing Day coming up December 20th, so lots of changes in the next month.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're just beginning to see some of what's going to be happening here in the offseason.
Yeah, over 1,000 transfers already across the nation, and about 5 per team so far seem to be the average so far.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Eric. Well, a cold start to the morning, and we could see some showers around as well. We'll check back in with Zach coming up next. We're seeing the end of a 50-year era in music history and the start of a new one using some breakthrough technology. Legendary rock band KISS took the stage last Saturday at Madison Square Garden in New York City for what is expected to be the group's last live performance. But KISS is hoping to live on well beyond its physical presence on stage. At the end of Saturday's show, the group's new digital avatars perform God Gave Rock and Roll to You. The group has not yet announced its future plans or when the avatars will hit the stage. I'm not really sure I understand exactly what they're talking about with the avatars.
Almost like a hologram, I guess, or maybe just like animated versions of themselves, and I guess they're going to keep touring. I don't know.
The avatars, yeah.
Seems like the real thing would be better, but I don't
right,
know.
It just makes you wonder who's going to go see the avatars. But I guess
I'm sure somebody's out there.
Yeah,
there's some diehard KISS fans,
right? That want to still see KISS, even though it's not KISS.
Right.
But, you know,
it's a future.
Virtual reality.
Yeah,
I guess,
it's the
right?
future. Out there right now, looking last to look at radar. We've got some showers moving in, not just rain either. Already reports of some graupel, which is kind of puffy snowflakes that have a little bit more water on them, almost look like Dippin' Dots or little pieces of styrofoam. That could be mixed in with some of the rain. Could even hear a few sleet pellets as this moves in. We're above freezing, so it's not going to cause any issues. The chance of seeing more than just some raindrops carries over into tomorrow as well, though not everyone may see some of those showers move through. Everyone will see the cold air, though. Highs staying in the 40s, winds out of the north pretty strong, so that's going to make it feel a little bit colder throughout the day. Try to warm up as we head into Thursday and Friday, but expecting those warmer temperatures to really move in for Saturday and Sunday, near or in the 70s, which probably means some thunder and maybe even some stronger storms. Heavy rain looking like the biggest threat at the moment, but still could see some strong gusts of wind depending on just how unstable the atmosphere can get as we head into Sunday, and then we kind of cool back down after that. So a lot of up and down in the forecast, and you know, maybe pay attention tomorrow if it starts to rain. Maybe you see a sleet pellet or snowflake for the first time this season.
Yeah, and of course, if you want more snow than that, you're going to have to head over to Boone, Asheville, those areas.
Elevation always wins.
Exactly.
I need a mountain over here.
All right, thanks. And that's all for WITN News at 11 o'clock. Be sure to start your day with a sunrise show tomorrow morning, beginning at 4:30.